Hi, I'm Foxadeello, and I'm back with Ann Brooks' 52 Tags Handmade Challenge. This is week 15, Tiny Scapes. So, I did two of my favorite places, which is like mountains. I mean, really, it's the two vacation spots, you know, mountains and the beach. But what I really like the beach at dark, at night. So I'm gonna attempt to do kind of a starry theme up here, and then these are supposed to signify like the waves and the sand here. So I think this is going to be pretty fun to stitch. I had a lot of fun coming up with these layers. So I'll probably have this, if I make it wide enough, I'll have that like hanging off, and then maybe have some of this hanging off. I don't know exactly like what stitches I'll use for that. And then this one is mountains, and I wanted it to look like it was misty and foggy up on the top, like the Smoky Mountains. So I had this little cloth that had some trees on it, and I cut around that. I'm going to probably back the trees on like a little bit of felt to have it like stick away from, you know, stick out from the mountain part. And so I added this. I'm not sure if this is too dark. Not too dark, but too maybe I should just do one layer. Wasn't sure if I wanted to do 2 layers or not. So I'll probably put 1 layer down and see how that goes. Another thing I was thinking, I could also put a backing on this so that this mountain sticks a little bit away from the further back mountain. So we'll see. And I guess I'm going to try to like applique, I think, these mountains. Again, it's going to be a process. I don't really know, and I'll figure it out as I go along. I'm going to do these the same way I've done the last two, where I mostly stitch off camera so that I can just kind of do it and relax a little bit. Yeah, so I'll come back and show you when I have a little bit of progress, but I'm pretty excited. I don't really know, other than like just appliquing these pieces together. I'm not really sure what if I'm gonna have any like decorative stitches other than just like functional stitches on this one. But this one this one should be mostly decorative stitches with the stars. And I don't know, maybe I'll try something that looks like waves or something on this. Not really sure, but I'll show you when I've come to the decision. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, I'm back. I've attached, like I said, the little cutout trees to some felt to give it some like depth, and I used this little sheer cloth to make some fog. Yeah, so I didn't do a whole lot of stitching on this one. I stitched the trees down, stitched the mountains on, and this I just used some old thread that I got from a thrift store at some point to stitch that on. Yeah, so this was fun. I enjoy going to the mountains and, you know, seeing the morning when it's all foggy and misty in the mountains. So that's this one. I guess I'll go ahead and glue it down. Yeah, so I will say this one I'd spent a lot more time on locating and cutting out pieces than the actual stitching. But I am pretty happy with how it turned out. My little tiny scape. So this is the mountains in the morning, and then this one is supposed to represent the beach at night, because that's another one of my favorites. I don't really care for the beach in the daytime, but I do like it at night. So that's what I did here. I used some hand crinkled seam binding in these 3 different colors. So this is supposed to be like the waves, and then the like frothy bits, and then sand, and then of course twinkly stars, and I have this little bit of glitter fabric. I'm not sure if it shows up. And then I had some polka dot cloth, like printed cloth. So I cut out a polka dot and then cut it into a crescent moon shape. And then I did some teeny tiny little cross stitches and double cross stitch and some French knots. Just a bunch of teeny little things, and then some just like super tiny little straight stitches. And I did that again with just some old thread. A lot of this thread from the thrift store is a little brittle, so I wouldn't, not so much brittle, but just a little weak. So I wouldn't use it for like anything that had to go through the wash, but for something like this, it's perfect. Yeah, so this is my beach at night. So mountains in the morning and beach at night. And so that's my 2 tiny scapes. I did see that some others did like flowers and such, and I do want to work on that. Work on my flower making. Which, if you've watched my other videos, you'll have seen the junk journal covers that I've done. That I've been working on a little bit of floral work, which is probably why I chose to do something different for the tags. Don't want to always do the same things. There's that. Alright, so I have those 2 attached. Yeah. Oh, and so while I have you here, I'll show you a little bit of the progress I've made in the journal cover. So if you are interested in seeing any of it, which I did very little on camera, so that might be a little misleading. But I do plan on finishing at least parts of this up in another video. Yeah, so in the next video I'm going to do a blanket stitch around this, and then hopefully I'll figure out a design that I want to put on this little piece of burlap. So yeah, it's gonna go right there. And so yeah, these are going to be journal covers. So since the last video, I've added this, and I did the beading. So I'll talk about it more in the next video. But thanks for checking out my my tag challenge that I'm doing from Ann Brooke. If you want to join in, I'll have a link to the challenge in the description box below. Yeah, so you can find it there, and you can join in if you'd like. There's quite a few people doing it. It's been a fun time, and I've learned quite a bit of stitches, and like I showed you with this, I've gotten really interested in slow stitching. So I'm sure I'll have plenty more on my channel. So I'd love if you'd subscribe and join me for more videos. Okay, well, I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.